Good morning, guys. Welcome to Enfys Tarot. Let's do an all signs reading for Wednesday, November 6th, 2024. This is the day after the US elections. And I'm sure that there are many, many people feeling many, many different things. So let's see what our guides are telling us about how we can best utilize the energies that we are currently experiencing based on our zodiac sign. So this will be the zodiac reading for the week, and we're just going to see where this is going. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start pulling the stones. All right, so coming out first, we've got Capricorn. And it looks like I may need to make some room here. Okay, there we go. All right, Capricorn, what is your reading for today, November 6th, 2024? Where are we headed with this, Capricorn? Let's have a reading for Capricorn. Uh-huh. All right, so many Capricorns are feeling disappointed right now. They're feeling at a loss. And this could be if your candidate lost, if maybe one of your questions on the ballot lost, if you are feeling a little bit like you don't know exactly where things are headed, that could be, and this could have nothing to do with the election whatsoever. If you're a Capricorn, you might just be in a state right now where you're not feeling especially proud of your situation. So let's see what you can do with that. And it's like you're feeling really overburdened right now, Capricorn. Let's see what we can do with this. It looks like you need to infuse your situation with some joy right now. Uh, and that could actually be really, really helpful. It's like that situation where, you look around and you're like, man, I got to do some cleaning and I really don't want to do any cleaning right now. And you're like, oh, what corner do I pick, right? And it's when you take the opportunity to change your mind about the situation you're in and see how you can make it fun. That is what Capricorn is being asked to do right now. See if you can infuse your current situation with an element of joy and make it fun, whatever it is you're working on. So, yeah, and that will be your solution. You've got the King of Pentacles coming out here as your final card, Capricorn. So, if you can find a way to make your current work more fun and make it an enjoyable experience, if you've got a long road to travel ahead of you, try to take the scenic route. Pop in, your favorite CD. If you've got this massive project that you're doing at work, it's going to end up being extremely fulfilling and prosperous for you once you get it done. And your best plan of attack is to make it fun. Whatever you got to do, Capricorn, that is your job right now. So infuse a little bit of fun and joy and vitality and a youthful energy into whatever it is you're currently working on, and you will end up with King of Pentacles, which is earthly abundance, massive garden, massive growth. All right, thank you so much for that Capricorn reading. Let's find out who's coming in next. I'll give these a quick shuffle, get these cards back in the deck, mix them up a bit. And moving right along, we've got Taurus. Okay, Taurus, could we have a reading for Taurus, please? Boy, there's a lot of moving around right now for Taurus. This is a big shift in energy coming away from whatever Capricorn was going through. There's a lot of suffering needed right now. I think that's it. Okay, so Taurus is in the midst of making a decision about something, and you're probably on the fence. and you're not exactly sure. Let's actually see the other ones. Okay, so this could very well be the fact that you've got two twos in here. This is an extremely balanced reading. Even in the way that the twos have come out where they are mirrored, you've got the two of swords in the upright position, the two of cups in the reverse position directly below the two of swords, and then to the left you've got the knight of cups, and to the right you've got the king of swords. So, this is a big conversation about making decisions and finding balance and stability. Okay. So, remember, when you have the two of swords, you may be trying so hard to come up with your solution when you are faced with a dichotomy. You've got things on one side that you could choose, things on another side you could choose, and there doesn't really seem to be a winning factor, a deciding factor. It's like they really feel like the pros and cons are equally balanced to both sides when you think about them from a logical standpoint, right? Now, when you get the two of swords, however, you're getting these clues as to how best to navigate your decision making. You may be thinking too analytically, too practically, and you're not allowing your subconscious to come up to the surface so that you can have that instinct based on your experiences and your hunches. It's like you're kind of letting that be in the background and you're not looking at that at all. You can see how much is behind you in this card. There's a lot of water here, and the water is actually what is separating you from where you are to the shore on the other side. And what's going to guide you to that decision is going to be the willingness to dive into your subconscious, the willingness to pay attention to dreams, to pay attention to signs, and to really be guided by the moon here. There's a sliver of moon in the air, and that means there's a sliver of an opportunity for you to be listening to your intuition. So allow that to percolate a little bit before making the decision. That is what's going to slip the blindfold away from your eyes. Okay. So that's the story of the very concise story, the basic synopsis of the two of swords. So having that in mind, let's see where this is going for Taurus. So Taurus, you're thinking maybe about a relationship. That's why the Two of Cups is coming in here. And this relationship could be any relationship. This is a work partnership, friendship, family member, a romantic relationship. This is any counterpart to you, any person that you are in dealings with in some way that is, you're trying to find a way to balance this relationship. Okay. When it's in reverse like this, it means something is slightly off kilter, or you're not really sure how to find your footing here. And there's just more information needed, which is why this Two of Swords is coming in. And you're caught in this dichotomy between Knight of Cups energy, which is in reverse, where you may be over dramatizing a little bit. That can come in with the the Knight of Cups. There's a chance that you're tapping in a little bit to a sense of drama or maybe manipulation from the other side, in this counterpart. Like, you want to make a good decision, you want to be clear-headed about it, but you're sensing that there's something a little bit off about whoever this is you're dealing with, and you're getting the sense that maybe they're being a little bit manipulative, or maybe they don't have your best interest at heart, or maybe it seems like it's too good to be true. That can really come in with the Knight of Cups in reverse. But then you've got the King of Swords in reverse, because this sort of smoke and mirrors kind of energy coming from the Knight of Cups is making it very difficult for you to think clearly. And you're trying so hard to think clearly right now that you are simply like ignoring red flags, which is why you're being asked to lean into your intuition and your subconscious. So let's pull another card here. Okay, yeah. The World card coming in here. This energy, this spread for Taurus really is the basis for a major part of your life. And it has implications in all areas. So this partnership that you are in dealings with, whether it's old, present, or new, is something that is really going to have a massive effect on you. So what are you going to do about it? Okay, we get the situation, we understand the implications. What is Taurus to do? Don't rush into anything, Taurus. You've got to take that time to listen to those red flags. And sometimes here's the funny thing. Sometimes they can be red flags about ourselves too. And those are the red flags that we are stifling. We're ignoring some of the truths. We're hiding some truth. We're lying to ourselves sometimes. It's not always about the other person being manipulative or overdramatic. Sometimes it's like we're lying to ourselves and we are not getting the clarity we need because we're not allowing ourselves to see the whole truth. So with the Fool coming in reverse, you've got to take that moment before you just leap off this precipice and just throw caution to the wind and say, okay, I'm just going to ignore the truth. I'm going to ignore the facts. I'm going to just go in because on paper, this is what makes sense. And I'm going to dive all the way in. You've got to stop for a minute and get everything realigned. The magician is coming in here in the upright position, which means you have, oh, and by the way, the four elements are shown in the world card as well. So it's like right now you have everything at your disposal to make the right decision, to get the ball rolling in the direction it needs to be rolling in. You've just got to like acknowledge everything, acknowledge all the elements. Don't ignore the fact that you've got, a nail in front of you and a hammer right here, and you're only paying attention to the screwdriver. You know what I mean? It's like you have to see what you're working with, and you have to stop denying what you don't want to believe is true. And that is when you're going to have the confidence to move forward. As soon as you give yourself the directive to see everything that's going on, to see the truth of everything that's going on, and to stop lying to yourself or stop trying to convince yourself or persuade yourself in a certain direction based on just fact. As soon as you allow the truth, you're going to have that confidence to move forward. And it's going to be like all of a sudden everything's coming together. It's like you're going to have the energies working together. You're going to have the people that you need by your side. Your things are going to move forward in a direction that you know deep down is the right way to go. You've just been like stifling that for too long, and it's really time to look at everything. Okay, Taurus, so that's your reading. I hope that that really makes sense to many of you out there who are struggling, the Tauruses that are struggling with making a decision. I hope that that helps lead you to finding the answer, because that's what you're here for, right? I mean, you're coming in here to get that insight, and Spirit is not pulling punches with you, Taurus. They're telling you to look at everything and stop denying the truth. Accept the truth. The truth shall set you free. All right, who is next up? Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, could we please have a reading for Sagittarius? Hi, that feels good. Okay, Sagittarius, you're starting out with the Ten of Cups. That is the satisfaction and harmony that comes from a cycle completing. You're in a moment right now where you can, if you so choose, really see the harmony and peace and satisfaction that you have been working toward all this time and in whatever it is. There's a great sense of harmony. And then you have the Judgment card coming upright, the King of Swords in reverse, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, followed by the Star in the upright position. I find this to be really interesting because when you're talking about, anytime you're talking about the Eight of Pentacles, you're really talking about something that you have been working towards, something that you've been practicing. It's honing in on the skills, it's learning more information, it is mastering your craft. And when that's coming in reverse in this spread, sometimes it can mean it's time to take a break. Sometimes it can mean you have already been taking a break and now it's time to jump back on the ball. And sometimes it means it's time to change course and start practicing something new. So let's see if you're starting out with the Ten of Cups, and that can symbolize the completion of a cycle. And then you're moving on to Judgment, King of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, and the Star. I'm getting the strong sense that it might, in your case, Sagittarius, be time to start moving on to something else. It's like you have gotten everything you can out of this current situation, and you really don't have anywhere to go from here. So you have to use your judgment to see what is next for you. What are you going to be putting your energies into in the near future? And that is going to bring you to the next element of the star, which is wholeness, place in the universe, health. It's really good for health, whether that be physical or mental or spiritual health. It is the flow of the waters of life. So if you're feeling super satisfied about a situation that you have just completed, you want to consider where you are going to be best utilized during the next phase, during the next chapter. It might end up becoming a little bit stale if you just stay where you are right now, because things, I mean, harmony lasts as long as it lasts. And then as soon as you feel harmony coming out of balance and you lose a little bit of that satisfaction, it's time to act and create new harmony. It's like when you have an amazing television series that has gone on for 5 seasons, and every season is just like another banger, and then they come out with season 6, and it's like, what happened? Where's the harmony? Did we lose some writers? Did we lose some actors? It's like that story should have come to an end when it did, in order to now make the space to create something else really, really wonderful, rather than try to drag this out longer than it should be. Okay, that's really the message that you're getting. Use some judgment right now about where to go next, what to do next. Take this energy of the 10 of cups, this harmony and peace and satisfaction, and see how you can apply that energy into the next phase. All right. So that is really what I'm hearing for you. And your King of Swords, by the way, coming in reverse here, could indicate that you're not really sure what to do next, but I'm not getting that sense here because you've got Judgment upright. I'm getting the sense that the King of Swords energy in reverse is reminding you that not everything has to be an intellectual pursuit. There may be other things in this lifetime that you will get fulfillment from by pursuing them. Okay. So, especially if this 10 of Cups is in an area where you were able to utilize your intellectual prowess, your problem solving, your analysis, especially if that was the case and you found a great deal of success there, it may be time for you to branch out in a different direction and try something really new, something that maybe fulfills your sense of spirituality or your sense of creativity or just another area. Maybe it's time for you to focus more on your physical well-being, your physical health and fitness. Whatever the case may be, I am getting the sense that it's time for you to let your mind rest just a little bit, and select something else that's going to create a more holistic approach for you. All right, so Sagittarius, that was your reading. Do you have another card? Yes, you do. It's the Two of Pentacles. So I think that we were on point with that assessment of this reading because the Two of Pentacles is about moving back and forth, juggling things to keep a good balance, dancing along with the flow and the rhythm of life, and navigating into the next phase of something. And it's just this eternal cycle of moving back and forth, ebbing and flowing, and finding your success and harmony and balance in that way. So, great, Sagittarius. I'm excited for you. I hope that you are really enjoying this moment in time right now. If you are experiencing that satisfaction, I hope that you are fully engaged with it and getting everything out of it that you can, and getting ready to put it into something else. Okay. All right. So, who will be next? Who will be next? We shuffle these back in. Oh, we've got a couple slipping around here. It's my cue to stop shuffling that way. All right. Next up, we have Aries. Aries, where are we going with Aries today? Could we please have an Aries reading? Please have an Aries reading. Ah, okay. All right, so the Ace of Pentacles coming in reverse, that's the first thing going on right now. And then the Three of Pentacles upright, the World in reverse, Page of Wands in reverse, Eight of Swords, and then the Star, and then the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so it's you Aries, what is going on here? There's a lot coming through. I mean, there's definitely this sense of feeling a little bit stuck. Like, I'm getting that the Aries right now, some of you are doing your best to work with people to achieve this passion project, a creative goal, a problem to solve. And it's like you've got the right people around you, but you don't seem to be getting any traction. It's like you're all on the same page, but that page might not be the page to be on, I suppose, because you've got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the World in reverse, and the Page of Wands in reverse. I'm thinking like, you guys might all be in agreement to something, but you're not seeing the best way through. You're maybe either your goal is off, like you're focusing on the wrong goal, and maybe you need to adjust that, or your plan to achieve that goal is off. Because with the Ace of Pentacles, the World, and the Page of Wands in reverse, it really is indicating that there is a block of energy. There is something that is just simply not working. And then the Page of Wands here in reverse is like you're focusing on the wrong thing. You're looking at it from the wrong perspective, or there's you gotta pivot. You've got to see something else right now. Um, it might be a little bit of not being able to see the forest through the trees, but what am I getting the sense of right now? It's like you're not seeing a way through. It may boil down to communication. Um, you're on a good track. You're headed toward the star and then the 10 of Pentacles, which means that ultimately, once you can break free from this self-imposed imprisonment, you're going to end up having a great deal of success. I almost wonder if it's like for example, let's say you're working with this team and you're all really excited about creating some project at work, right? Like you have this massive project at work and you have this amazing team full of amazing ideas, and you've imposed a deadline, like a ridiculous deadline. Like you're jumping out of the gate saying, we're going to accomplish all of these things that would typically take, I don't know, 3 months to accomplish this project. And you're telling whoever is relying on this project that it's only going to take you 2 months to get it done. It's that kind of energy. It's like you've got all of the things sort of in place, but you've imposed something on this project that is getting in the way, and it's arbitrary. Like you don't need it to be there. So take another look at what you're working with. Keep your team and keep communicating, but really put a magnifying glass down on all of the things that might not be working. And then once you have done that, zoom out to see if that still makes sense. It's like really take another look, because harmony and vitality, like the lifeblood of this project, whatever it is available. It's just that there's something blocking it right now from really advancing forward. But yeah, you are, yeah, and you're thinking, not thinking clearly. The King of Swords here is in reverse, so it's like you're just not seeing this the way you need to be seeing it. You got to look at it differently and pinpoint what it is that isn't working, and then remove that restriction. Do something to adjust that so that you can get the ball rolling again and get back into that harmony and place where everything is working well together. The finely tuned machine of the star, just everything working so well, all the gears turning, um, everything working together and ending up with the 10 of Pentacles, where you've got this family, or the 3 of Pentacles energy of a team where you have massive success. So keep that in mind, Aries. If you're working on a project right now with a group of people, it's probably not the people who are the problem, unless you are looking at those people in the wrong way. That could be. You might be having doubts about the people that you're working with when you shouldn't be. You should be having doubts about something else. It could be that. So, okay. Thank you for that Aries reading. Next, Virgo. Virgo, how are we doing today with Virgo? Could we have a reading for Virgo, please? Okay, Virgos. Wow. Well, we're starting out with the Four of Wands, which is stability and celebration. That's a great way to start out. And then the Star card coming in reverse, the Magician coming in reverse, followed by the Nine of Cups upright. Let's dive a little bit deeper into this. Okay, I don't think you can see all these cards. Let me move these up a little, these up, so you can see everything. Okay. I honestly think that for you right now, I need to be reading this from bottom to top, which I never do, but I'm hearing that right now and I don't know why, so I'm going to listen to it. There is this balance of the two of pentacles, right? This juggling energy, keeping the balls up in the air, trying to navigate a situation and being able to keep the momentum going, right? That eternal energy of the two of pentacles is keeping things going. And it's like there is this balance between the great shakeup and upheaval of the tower and the control over moving that energy from the tower into the right direction, into a direction that's going to keep everything stable. So you really, for starters, you really, if you're a Virgo right now, you want to harness the energy of the tower. Okay. It's creating uh creating controlled chaos. You know what I mean? That really is sort of the basis of your reading, and perhaps that's why we are reading it from bottom to top today because there's this teeter-totter element of the reversed pyramid here. So, what do you need to do? You need to begin to control the chaos, see what it is this upheaval is creating space for. That's the first thing that you probably want to do. And really harness all of this energy and allow it to be the driving force that moves things ahead. All right? With the star and the magician both in the reverse position, it is very clear that Virgos are not feeling centered right now. They're not where they usually like to be. Virgos love the feeling of being everything being just in its place and having the stability of all the elements ready to go on this very solid four-legged table of the magician, right? That's where Virgos like to be. And that is not what they're experiencing in some situation right now because there is simply too much chaos. And Virgos, it's really, really important that you allow space to harness this energy and control this chaos. Okay. It is going to get you back up here to the Four of Wands and the Nine of Cups, where there's a sense of satisfaction, a sense of stability, a sense of celebration, a sense of pride in your work. And I think that that is why we're also reading from bottom to top today. It's that you really do need to work through this. This is something that is a challenge that has been placed in your path because in order to get to where you're going, you have to go through this. It's like you're trying, you can't just be here. You know, you can't just have the celebration and the satisfaction without really going through the upheaval. And I'm getting the sense that for some of you, it may be that you were hoping you could like ignore some things that are going on and just sort of gloss over it. And that is not an option right now. There can't be any glossing over anything because if you gloss over something, you're going to find yourself in the same place again later on down the road because you've got to clean those weeds out of the garden right now or they're going to just take over everything. And it's like right now, it's almost like your garden is full of, weeds already but they're little and you're like, it's okay. I'll just handle that next time or they'll die off in the winter. No, they're not going to die off in the winter. They're going to go dormant in the winter. And then when spring comes, you are going to have a garden full of weeds and you're not going to be able to get through it. You have to deal with the chaos right now and get through this upheaval. You've got to create some upheaval. even. You've got to dig into the garden and pull out those weeds and uproot things and create all of that mess. And that is how you're going to be balancing toward it and getting the momentum through it. That is how you're going to maintain control of the situation. And there's our there's our Nine of Pentacles. She is the card of a lush and glorious garden. So, yeah, that is indeed what you need to do, Virgos. You've got to create the upheaval now. You've got to have space for controlled chaos right now. Do it now so that in the spring you get to where you want to be and you don't find yourself in a place of chaos and destruction that you can't control. Now's your chance to prepare. Okay, Virgos, that's for you. Thank you for that Virgo reading. I love that you gave us the Nine of Pentacles after going through the whole garden metaphor. That was pretty impressive, universe, and I do appreciate it. Shuffle these cards back in. Next, Aquarius. We are moving into the age of Aquarius. I'm so excited for that. I'm really excited for that. I think that's going to be like really, really good energy. Aquarius can be all over the place, but certainly a lot of fun. And I'm definitely looking forward to us entering into the age of Aquarius. I think it's going to be pretty cool. All right. What's going on for Aquarius right now? What do they need to know, Spirit? Going? Oh, we'll keep going. Okay. I just needed that one more. Okay, the High Priestess coming in. Where are we going with the High Priestess? Cups. Okay. Let me take just a moment to look at these because the cards came out. They wanted to come out in a way that I got to make sure I'm reading them correctly. Yeah, I'm getting the sense that for Aquarius right now, there is a lot of all over the place kind of energy. Um, you, which is actually creating the situation for you to be listening to your intuition and for the hidden information to percolate up so that you can see it. The High Priestess card is about lifting the veil and being able to tap into the energies of the other side, the fifth dimension, the extra senses, and really understanding those messages. And it seems very much like right now, Aquarius is not able to understand those messages yet. It's like they're sort of bombarded with all of this like information, this new information all at once. And it's so much all at once and so many different new things all at once that it's sort of creating a din, there's like a din element to this. And you're just beginning to see little glimpses of truth through the din. And that's kind of like a growth phase where you are right now, Aquarius. It's like you are transmuting your energies right now. The veil is lifting And there's so much coming at you that you can't really make sense of what any of it means yet. But it's like the learning curve. You're getting there, you know. You're seeing matters for the truth of what they actually are. Um, you're struggling with the feelings of defeat and disappointments of understanding that truth. You are full of a lot of emotion. You're navigating this through your emotional intelligence. And of course, the King of Cups is a water element card. And with you being Aquarius, water element, it's like that is how you're going to navigate all this. You've got to go based on your feelings here, your emotions. All right. That is going to be what helps you differentiate this tumult right now. Because right now, Seven of Cups, it's like things are just all over the place. Like you're just really not having an easy time making sense of anything. Um, the Two of Pentacles coming in here in reverse is saying you definitely are not balancing this out well. The Six of Wands coming in reverse is like you're not on the same page with anybody right now. You can't communicate what you're experiencing right now because you don't even know what you're experiencing right now. There's just too much new information and it's not yet making sense to you. And then you've got the Three of Swords coming in here, and this situation where you've been exposed to all this new stuff all at once has allowed you to start like it's like shoving out. I'm getting that sense. It's like you're not just evolving through heartbreak in a way where you've taken the time and steps to grieve and mourn. It's like this information, this bombardment, this feels like an attack. And it's so much all at once that it's like it's diminishing the things that you used to be really worked up over. It's diminishing the things that you used to find a great deal of upsetness in. It's just pushing it through, almost like those, like the Play-Doh haircut things where you have like the person with the Play-Doh head and and the head's got holes in it and you stick the Play-Doh on the person and you shove the head down and the hair comes out. That's the feeling of this card right now. It's like there's just so much being shoved in your direction that the past heartaches are just being squeezed through the cracks and crevices and dissipating. They're just going away because there's all this other stuff to sort of work through. So if you're an Aquarius, you've got to understand three main points, four main points. First point is, yeah, there's a lot of information. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of energy that you're trying to navigate right now, and you're not doing it very well yet because you haven't found your footing, right? Second thing is the reason this is happening is because there's information that you need to know. There's new information, new perspective. This is an epiphany kind of moment. This is a major light bulb moment, almost existential, oriented crisis kind of thing. And it's important that you do get the information. You do allow the information to come through. I mean, it's coming through no matter what, right? But it's about you navigating using your King of Cups energy here, listening to your feelings. When you're having a thought, Aquarius, you really need to pay attention to your body and do those meditations where you are honing in on where is that thought generating a physical response in my body and focus on that physical response wherever it may be and then find out what emotion is attached to that. You need to be working through some of those exercises right now because that's what's going to help you continue lifting the veil and making sense of things and getting your two of Pentacles rebalanced and getting them great again. Okay. Um, the Fool card is a key card here. This is your right hand man in all of this. You do not want to try and control the chaos in the way that Virgo is being asked to control their chaos. There's a similar feeling of chaos coming in through yours and Virgo. For Virgo, they need to be like on a preemptive mission to control the chaos. For you, you were not granted that opportunity. You just got thrust into the chaos. And your best bet is to be super open to the possibilities that this chaos can bring about. Okay. The Fool is your best friend. The Fool is your right hand man. The Fool is the first card of the deck. It's marked by a 0, which is everything and nothing all at once. This is absolute potential. This is anything can happen. All right. So, Aquarius, your job is to really pay attention right now to your emotional intelligence, navigating this through via your emotional intelligence so that you can really understand the messages coming through the high priestess and what it is that the lifted veil is creating for you. And definitely keep yourself in that place of joy and curiosity and faith. Okay, you need to have faith. All right, so that's Aquarius. That's a lot to be going through right now, Aquarius. But we're all here for you. And if you're struggling with this massive undertaking that you have, make sure you are giving yourself that time and space to honor your emotions. Talk to people that you trust. It might not be time to get a whole bunch of people on board with this mission, but if you have a couple of people that you can really tune into for some guidance, that would probably be a good thing right now. So, all right, thank you for that massive Aquarius reading. I thank you for illuminating the situation that Aquarius is going through so that we can all be a little bit more sensitive to what it is Aquarius is going through right now. Let's allow them the space to navigate this. Okay. I really appreciate that insight. Who? Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. Let's get a reading for Scorpio, please. That's you. Oh, Scorpio, you have the King of Cups as well, but your King of Cups is coming in reverse. So let's find out what's going on here. All right. I'm going to put you here. These are trying times for Scorpio. All right. Do we see all those cards in there? Okay. Scorpio, you are in a situation right now where someone, could be you or it could be someone else, is desperately doing what they can to manipulate and control the situation. They're not they're not taking an honest, upfront course of face value to get from point A to point B. They are definitely trying to navigate this and cut some corners. They're trying to control the situation so that it ends in their favor. And there is emotional and physical manipulation occurring. This is a cutting corners way of trying to achieve something that requires um, con conniving, it's conspiratorial energy coming through here. And this could be you or it could be someone else in your life. And you need to be aware of the fact that that is the energy coming through right now. It's being juggled at the moment. Like right now, um, it's still working, it's still like holding on to that control by way of manipulation and lies is still working right now, but it's it's going to cause a couple of things to happen. It's going to cause it's like you're going to slip up. If it's you or if it's the other person, whoever is manipulating the situation, they're going to end up tripping up in some way where the people that they are trying to control wise up to it, you know, and that is going to cause them to be very aware of what's going on and make some changes. This whoever is being manipulated right now is not going to continue being manipulated. They are unwilling to allow someone else to manipulate them in order to control the situation. So when this comes to light, the person being manipulated is going to change course. And you're going to end up, whether it's you or someone else, I mean, this situation is going to fail. Whoever's trying to manipulate it, it's not going to end well. It's not going to, there's no stability under this. It's a blocked energy. It's not going anywhere. And so, if this is you, Scorpio, and you are trying to maintain control of a situation by way of lies, manipulation, and conspiracy, it is absolutely time for you to recognize that that is not going to work. And you need to look at things again. You need to be intrigued by a new solution. You need to look at this from a place of friendliness, a place of willingness to work together. It's like if you are able to put aside your control issues about this, and rather than do that, appreciate the input that you're going to get from other people's insight, you're going to be much better off. And if you are a Scorpio who is currently being controlled and manipulated, it's time for you to see a way out of this. It's time for you to consider a new source of inspiration. Maybe it could be time for you to meet new people. Sometimes the Page of Cups can really be about making new friends. So keep that in mind because this is going nowhere. This situation here, this is going to land whoever's involved in a place of discontent, no stability, blocked energy, no fulfillment. Okay. Scorpio, that's your reading today. So be very mindful about anyone in your life where if you feel like you're being schnookered, you probably are. So start making some decisions about how to navigate that and start changing course now. It's your two of wands here. It's time for you to change course. Okay. So, all right. Thank you for that Scorpio reading. Okay. Who's next? Who's next? Libra. Okay, Libra. What do we have for Libra today? Oh, here we go. All right, Libra. Wow. Well, you're starting out with the Two of Pentacles, and that's very appropriate for you because you are the scales of balance. So let's find out what you're balancing, what you're juggling. Okay, so Libras, you might be in a place where you're juggling between personal satisfaction and the opportunity for change, great change. And you're trying to figure out whether or not you should make a change. And it's looking like no. Libras, if you are in a situation right now where you feel pretty satisfied, you don't want to make any changes at the moment. Continue your course of satisfaction. It's not time to make a change yet, okay? Um, the tower coming in here, let's see what this is. I want more information on this tower. Yeah, it's like Libra. I'm getting the sense that although you're satisfied at the moment and you're really proud of your accomplishments, you're trying to create the space for some kind of emotional fulfillment too, or like you're considering another source of emotional fulfillment at the moment. And if you go in that direction, things are going to take a massive change. It's not just going to be one little area of your life. The implications of choosing upheaval right now are going to be far reaching. They're going to infiltrate every aspect of your world, okay? And it's going to change your habits, it's going to change your way of being. Are you ready for that? You're thinking about it, you're looking at it, you're considering it. There's your not knowing what to do. You're going to have to definitely listen to your gut. Yeah, I'm not hearing that this is going to be a good thing for you, Libra. Stay where you are right now. All of this swirling of activity that you're considering making changes into is not going to end in fulfillment. You are grass is greener right now. You're not appreciating enough how good things really are right now. You need to take another look at that, okay? Really allow yourself to just sit with that for a minute. It's like you're so satisfied. There's a little bit of boredom. Like you want a little bit of a challenge. There's nothing wrong with that. But it doesn't require an entire upheaval of anything either. Okay. So if you're like so satisfied right now that you are bored with your job or your relationship or your home, and you're like, you know what, I'm so satisfied with my home life right now. I have the house that I want, the car that I want, the job that I want, the spouse that I want, the kids that I want. I'm a little bit bored. I need a challenge. So I'm going to uh, I don't know, sell my house, get a new job, and pursue this affair with an extramarital affair. It's going to lead you down a really uncomfortable path that you're not going to be happy about. It's not as romantic as you think it's going to be. Stay where you are right now, Libra. Wait a minute. Allow the boredom. Have you guys heard that there's this whole conversation about how 80s kids and before always had this opportunity to be bored. Like we all spent a lot of our day with the opportunity to become bored and not have anything to do. So we would like create things to do. There was the creation of fun activities, there being, adventure. And kids these days have so much at their disposal at all times because of extracurricular activities and phones and televisions, video games and whatever. They don't have that opportunity to be bored anymore. So they're not creating the same kind of brain energy that kids before these kids used to do. And there is a shift in that. And Libras, you're being asked right now to allow space for boredom. Okay? Don't try to just jump real quick right now because you have to have something else to do. All right? Libra, that's your reading today. Um, I think for some of you, you were not hoping for that reading. I think for some of you, you were really hoping for a nudge, something that would say like, yeah, take it, like do it, have the affair, change the job, move to the new country. Because you're looking for that spice, but you didn't get that information today. That is not your advice. So proceed with caution. Definitely proceed with caution. Thank you for that Libra reading. I'm getting the feeling that many Libras out there really needed to hear that today. They really needed somebody from the universe to be like, Libra, pump your brakes. Leo, Leo coming in next. Could we please have a reading for Leo? Oh, yes, looks like we're going in the direction of Leo. Great. We have a Three of Pentacles again today. This time it's for Leo. Okay, so Leo, definitely not time. It is not time for you to go off on your own direction with anything right now. That will leave you emotionally unfulfilled. Even if you think you have the right idea about something and you want to go off on your own to make that thing happen, you're probably not going to be getting the fulfillment and the satisfaction that you were hoping for, because the truth of the matter is that for this one, you're going to have much greater fulfillment and satisfaction by strengthening your team and getting these relationships bonded and strengthened. Yeah, you might not be using very good judgment right now because you're feeling like you know the right course of action and you want everybody to do it with you. And maybe they're not agreeing with you. And you're like, okay, see ya. I'm going to go do what Leos do, right? I'm just going to go and do this on my own. And for sure, you will be successful, Leo, if you go off and you'd follow this path that you want to follow. I think you're probably right. It sounds like, you're probably going to be successful and create whatever it is that you are trying to create, but you're missing out. There's something that you can get out of staying in this situation with this team that is going to be much greater and more fulfilling than whatever success you get out of moving in a different direction. Ten of Swords in reverse, Nine of Cups in reverse, Temperance in reverse, Two of Cups in reverse, Eight of Wands. Okay. Yeah, I really feel like you just need some realignment. It's like there's something that happened in this group of people that's really making you want to jump ship right now. It may be that they're not going along with what you think is right. It may also be that you just something happened, like maybe there was some kind of disagreement or something you thought was going on, maybe, and you could have misinterpreted it. Um, there is like a situation right now where if you misinterpreted a social situation, like you misread a text, maybe you received a text message from someone within this group and the tone that you perceived was not the tone of the sender, right? Like there's some kind of miscommunication here that's causing you to want to jump ship, and you're not going to be happy about doing that. This is really because if you do that, the thing is like you're ready to just make a decision and move on. And they're going to let you because of however this has been going. Like they're not going to stop you. And I don't know if you're looking for them to stop you, but there's something about your energy, your behavior, or your way of being in this group where they're perceiving things in a different way than you are, and they're thinking that like you are creating the problem and they don't have any control over it, or like you don't want to be their friends anymore. And they're not going to push because they're convinced that you don't want to be friends with them anymore. They're going to let you go. It's that kind of thing. It's like you're going to find yourself disappointed if you can't make amends here. You've got to make amends here. You've got to let go of the if there's water under the bridge, you got to let that go. You got to let water under the bridge, right? You've got to let go of your pride here. Do you see these cards coming in here with the 10 of swords? That's saying you've and then the judgment in reverse. You're really emotionally fueled by whatever this is, and your pride has been hurt, and you're like not ready to make amends because you're not ready to see the other side of things. But if you if you just jump ship, if you just cut your losses and move on from this, you're going to be really disappointed. Um, you're going to be losing a really important part of your life. You're not going to find it somewhere else. Um, you want to be able to consider right now that letting things go, letting water go under the bridge, letting go of your pride, and watching your temper. Temperance, I hardly ever have to talk about temperament when we get the temperance card because that's not usually what it's saying. But in this reading, that's exactly what it's saying. You're not watching your temper. And I think you're not assessing the situation properly, and you're letting your pride and your anger be the driving force here, and it's going to cause you to be isolated and disappointed, and it's going to move very quickly. Um, so see what you can do to rebalance this. What can Leo do right now to rebalance this? Because the thing is, whatever you do is full of potential. The Queen of Pentacles here is like, yeah, whatever you decide and however you act right now, Leo, that is going to come to fruition. It's going to get the result that you acted for. So what does Leo need to do? Well, first you got to hold space for emotion. Maybe this is something that you've been like stifling. You've been sort of ruminating about something and not conversing. And like your mind is going nuts thinking of all of how bad this is. That's what happens when we ruminate. So maybe you've been ruminating a little bit. Maybe you need to hold space for the emotion. And Knight of Wands, yeah, you've got to calm down, Leo. It's really time for you to calm down. It's not time for you to rush forward with a lot of anger and passion or pain over this. It's time to change course. Leo, if you want to have this situation result in satisfaction and fulfillment and connection, then what is really needed is for you to take a deep breath, okay? Allow space for your emotions, and have some like introspection, a little bit of introspection, and then go into this with calmness, peaceful resolution, okay? You're still going to be given the opportunity to conclude this however you would like it to conclude. But right now, you're jumping to the conclusion that The only way is to see yourself out, to burn this bridge. And I'm not getting that that's the only solution. And I'm also not getting that that's what you're going to be happy about when it's all said and done. So give yourself a little bit of space, a little bit of time to settle down a little bit. Let some of the rumination go. Just hold space for the emotions, and then let's talk about things and come to a resolution before deciding to end things. All right, that was for you, Leo. I hope that that's helpful. If you're going through something right now that's really emotionally charged, if you're thinking worst case scenarios with the people in your life, it might be time for you to take a deep breath and change course. Okay, thank you for that Leo reading. Who will we be reading for next? Whoops. Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Let's shuffle up the deck for you a little bit more here. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. That's what I'm hearing in my head right now. Just keep swimming. Because you're Pisces, and I don't know. It's actually the first time I've heard the Finding Nemo Dory song, but it's coming in. Okay, here we go. The Three of Wands. Wow, you're ready to act on changing course. It might be a little tricky, because I think you're going about it the wrong way. You're holding on to the wrong staff here, Pisces. Um, oh, that's why I'm hearing the just keep swimming. It is not time for you to act on changing direction. Thank you. Thank you for that. I definitely needed that because this could have been interpreted in a couple different ways, but you're getting big time slow your roll energy here. It's not time for you to change course either. You're not going to be able to juggle it quite yet. And it's because you're not yet seeing the big picture. Um, you are rather in a place right now where you should rest into your situation. Just, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, it's like succumbing, but not quite as heavy. Yeah, you just you need to rest right now, Pisces. It's not time for you to act on anything. I think that you're looking in the wrong direction. You're holding on to this staff here, and then you've got these two behind you. It's like you've picked up the wrong one. Um, and if you go with that, it's not going to work out. You're not going to be able to juggle it. Um, you're going to drop the ball. Okay. And you really, really do. You're fighting against the hangman right now. It's like you're trying, you think that this is the solution. You think that making this change right now is the solution. But what you have to understand is not only is that not the solution, that's going to be the cause of a lot of problems. It's definitely the wrong direction to go into. Um, you can take a step back. The Knight of Pentacles coming in here in reverse is saying, take a step back. It's not time to take that next step forward. It's not time to commit to anything yet. With the Ace of Wands coming in here in reverse, that's a reassurance that it is not time to commit to something new. You need to just keep swimming right where you are. Okay, stay in your lane right now. Make peace with that. You're going to be here for a minute. There's more for you to get out of this current situation. And let's find out. Oh, okay. So there may be some information coming to light. It's this course of action is not what you think it is. You're being lied to. Um, this is a big no-go. You got to stay in your lane. You've got to stay the course because the opportunity you're being offered right now is going to bite you in the butt. That it's not legitimate. Okay, it is illegitimate. And this is like a pipe dream. You are being very naive right now if you think that this is the way to go. And someone's taking advantage of that. And they're gonna just blow right through you. And there will be an injustice. Pisces, you really got to be careful right now. You want to stop this flow of energy and regain control. The chariot is the straight line, okay? Um, and that's where you want to stay right now. Stay the course. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. You need to stay the course. Do not jump ship. Do not take this detour. This detour that has been presented to you is a lie, and you're going to get raked over the coals. Okay? So stay the course, Pisces. You need to just get the perspective that's being offered to you by staying in your lane. You will be far happier for it. Thank you for that Pisces reading. You were very loud and clear about that one. So I hope that all my Pisces out there really listens hard to that. If the thing is, Pisces, I get that sometimes, very often, in fact, we have to strike while the iron is hot. And I feel like someone is pressuring you with that kind of energy right now. They're like, if you don't do it right now, you're going to lose your chance. It's like 50% off sale today and today only kind of energy. And it's a lie. You're better off right where you are. Who is our next reading for, Spirit? What are we calling in and for whom? Cancer. Our next reading is for Cancer. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Wet my whistle. Okay, Spirit, what do you want Cancer to know? Could we please have a reading for Cancer? It's funny because when I read tarot, it's like I immediately, as soon as the reading is over, I completely forget what was discussed. Like if I want to remember what somebody's reading was from the last time, I have to physically go back and like watch the video of it or look at pictures of it or have a conversation with them about it. It's like immediately gone. When I go to different events and things, later in the day, somebody might be like, tell me about the readings, like what are some of the cool stories? And first of all, none of your business. I'm not going to go sharing anyone's business, even if I could. But secondly, I can't. Like, it's gone. The information is gone unless we have an external conversation about it. And the reason I'm saying all this right now is because with Cancer coming in, I'm feeling like you maybe last week, but I'm not sure that you had like some kind of really, really heavy reading. And I feel like there's a shift. I don't remember what your reading was about last week, Cancer, but I feel like for some of you, it may have been really, really heavy. And now, I'm going to have to take a look at last week's video to see what that was about. But Queen of Pentacles, maybe you're heavy with the weight of pregnancy. Ah, okay. At face value here, okay, so some of you, certainly not all of you, some Cancers out there are faced with an actual pregnancy. And the thing about it is that for whatever reason, you are not able to be fully happy about this pregnancy. Maybe it's an unexpected pregnancy, or maybe it's a pregnancy that's lost. There is this feeling of nobody winning a situation right now because of this element right here. It's like in your partnership, with whoever is also responsible for this pregnancy, there's a disconnect. You're not on the same page. They may want you to have the baby and you're not ready and you want your own choice in the matter, or they might want you to not have the baby and you want to have the baby. There might be an issue with your relationship just isn't going to work out and you have to be parents separately. But there's definitely an element where pregnancy is at the source of this current contention. And it's going to be kind of tricky to navigate through because there's a controlling element to it. You're in disagreement with the partner, and you're both sort of like in need of controlling the situation. Um, if you are a pregnant woman and you are being pressured one way or another, it's time for you to look for an outside source of information. Okay. It's time for you to lean, you might need to talk to somebody. You need to get another source to provide you with some support right now, some information right now. Um, so that you can better make the decision yourself because the emperor is here and it's like you know the right thing to do and you're not being allowed to move forward with that, so you need a little bit of extra support. Okay, and this is no matter what situation, no matter how you're feeling about the situation right now, you need to know that you are actually the one to make the decision and you're not getting the full support of the people you need support from. They're trying to make the decision for you, and you're gonna have to look outside. Yeah, and there's your sun coming in. So, I mean, if you want this pregnancy to happen, it's going to, and you'll be happy about it. Plain and simple. The sun coming in here is ultimate vitality, youth, rebirth, um, and generations. It's legacy. Okay. Um, big, 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 big youthful energy coming through here. To start with the Queen of Pentacles and to end with the Sun. And in the mix here, there's this like, you know, back and forth kind of energy, this controlling, like, oh God, what do I do? Somebody's making it difficult for me. You know what to do. And whatever you decide, you need to listen to that. Okay. Because if you decide one thing, you're going to result in this birth of the sun. If you decide another thing, you're going to create this somewhere else. It's like one way or another, you're the one who has to take control of this. So if you are a Cancer who is not pregnant physically with a baby, or if you are a Cancer who is dealing with anything else, that isn't human baby related, let's dissect this reading for you too, because the energy remains the same, no matter what situation you're in. But this was just such a loud, clear pregnancy reading that I needed to make sure that I gave them at face value as well. So if you're a Cancer who's not dealing with the pregnancy of a human child, then I am seeing a dissolution of a partnership, probably a business partnership. There's just too much that you don't agree on. And it's like you keep doing things and they keep doing things over and over and over again that cause the other person to be dissatisfied with how far you've come. And you're never really going to gain the traction that you need to establish what it is you're trying to establish with this person. Um, you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is the potential for something to be really successful. And then you're ending here on the Sun, which is the realization of something really successful. But in between, you have to make some decisions here. And the decisions have to be balanced between understanding what is good emperor energy, where you see what's needed, you're able to achieve what's needed, and everyone benefits from your achievement. You have to differentiate between that and this Four of Pentacles energy, which is just grasping for control. You feel out of control. You want control. You don't care if you even end up making things worse than they already are. As long as you're in control, your goal is control. That is not going to result in success. This energy here is going to end in disappointment, disillusion of partnerships, nobody wins situation. Okay. You've got to start looking outside yourself a little bit if you're hinging on control. You've got to look outside yourself and have another idea of how to make this work. Because the truth of the matter is, you've got Queen of Pentacles and Emperor energy coming in here, and they both balance each other out very well as mother and father figures. Okay. So figure out how to navigate this situation because ultimately you are looking at the potential for something really, really cool to happen. Yeah. And so that's going to require you to let go of past disappointments. And this card is pertaining to everyone on here, whether this has to do with the pregnancy of a person or a pregnancy of someone else, or some kind of venture, business venture. In order for you to move forward, you got to let go of your disappointments and start seeing the light on the horizon, that silver lining. You've got to let go of your need for control, and in order to get there, you've got to let go of your past disappointments and begin to move on from them. Okay. Be open to, yeah, there's your devil card there. Whatever this is going on here, you're really attached to the outcome that you want to have happen. And that's just not going to send you down the right path. You're going to, all that's going to do is make your desire for your own control to increase. It's not going to fulfill anything better than that. You might succeed in maintaining control, getting more power, but it's like an addiction to power. And it's just going to lead you in a cycle of that over and over and over again without getting the fulfillment of, oh, and here's the Lover's card in reverse. Geez Louise, are we getting some strong readings today? The Lover's card and the Devil card are like mirror images. They're the two sides of the same coin, and I just want you guys to just take a moment to look at those two cards in the way they are resting with each other. You have a choice to make right now, and you can go in either direction. That's the bottom line of it. You can choose control or you can choose fulfillment. Okay, Cancer? That's what you're working with. All right? So make that choice now and then run with it. All right? Ace of Wands. Choose. Choose, 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 choose. Let go of control. Thank you for that Cancer reading. That was remarkable. The universe is big time sending messages today. Universe, could we please have a reading for Gemini? And this will be our final zodiac reading today. Gemini, could we please have a good reading for Gemini? Let's see what's going on with Gemini. Let's see what they need to know right now. What does Gemini need to know right now? I'm feeling like there's a lot of consideration going on. Like, what does Gemini need to know right now? Most important message for Gemini right now. That's what I need, Spirit. What is the most important message for Gemini right now? They're still like mulling it over. I'm still getting that sense. Like universe is sort of mulling it over. What's the most important? What reading right now will generate the highest good for all involved? Let's get that for Gemini. Maybe that's the most important. That is the most important. That's where we're going. The full potential. Okay, jumping right along to then the 10 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so here's the thing. There's potential for some disappointment here because of uh what you thought um isn't actually what's been happening. So a secret is coming to light. Um you kind of went into a situation with a sense of openness and promise, and we're looking forward to the whatever potential outcome could be, right? And you're finding yourself maybe disappointed right now if you're not already there. It's like it's coming. Like you're going to find yourself pretty disappointed because what you were expecting, like you had these high hopes, like you're looking up like the fool and you're like, this is going to be amazing, right? I fully trust the universe to work everything out in my favor and everything's going to be wonderful. And then all of a sudden something happens where your bottom drops out a little bit and you're like, wait a minute, that is not what I asked for. That is not what I thought was going to happen by putting my faith into the universe, right? It's like you've been manifesting, and no matter what you do, you keep on like you feel like you were doing everything you could to manifest, and now you're ending up with this situation, right? And you're like disappointed over it, and things are off balance. Well, it is, and it's because somebody was taking advantage of your um, joie de vivre. All right, they saw your big energy. Someone looked at you and they were like, that person is ready to take on the world, and I'm going to ride that wave and just get whatever I can out of them and take advantage of the situation. Um, but guess what, Gemini? That's the energy that was needed in order to shift you into the right trajectory. So don't get stuck here. You're not staying here. This is a momentary disappointment for you to get here to the world. I mean, the funny thing is, guys, the Fool is the first card of the major arcana, okay? Ultimate potential. The World card is the final card of the major arcana. That means this is full cycle, right? This is what needs to happen in between the Fool and the World. And once you get here, which is where you're heading, if you're not already there now, you're going to begin to realize the faith was not in vain. Your faith in the possibility was not in vain, because no matter how difficult this is, it's gotten you to where you need to be. And this is where the big stuff really starts to happen. Okay, so let go of your control over what you think this is supposed to look like. This is an ultimate manifesting reading right here for Gemini. Um, if we're talking about what is the most important lesson that will give you the best, highest good for all involved. This is the whole point of manifestation, letting go of controlling the how, trusting the universe with the full energy to realize your manifestation, to alchemize into completion, to get you to the next phase where you need to be. This is a reading of faith. And with Gemini, this is a reminder that this is your relationship with source. Okay? This is who you're working with. Remember? Have there's who is the person I can't remember his name. He does videos and he just did one like a short video and the point of his video was trust that the universe is conspiring with you. Imagine that the universe has a crush on you and just really wants to see you shine and just get everything that you want. Gemini, you're being asked to remember that right now. Don't be attached to the how. Just trust the is. Okay? So, yeah, be flexible. No brute force needed. Don't overthink anything. Don't stifle your passion. Okay? Don't let this stuff get in the way of who you know you truly are. And yeah, boy, that's where all of your doubts lie. All right here. This is where all of your doubts lie. This is just holding up the mirror so that you can be reminded of all of these challenges in between the full and the world, and that it's okay for you to just navigate these. These are the ups and downs, right? And then keep going. Keep going. Yeah, you're working. This is the whole basis. This is the three. This is manifestation. You're having trouble with faith right now, and that's okay. You're a little distracted. It's time to break free from all of that and create the garden that you're looking for. Okay? I mean, the tarot cards just we could have ended here. I decided to go a little further and universe was like, "Okay, you want the play by play. You want the slow-mo breakdown, step by step of all of the things that are happening in between the full and the world. Here you have it. Okay. This is all the stuff that Gemini is like trying to work through. Disappointments, control issues, blocked energy, distractions, and lack of clarity. Um, you have to remind yourself constantly that you're working with people, you're working with the team, you're working with the universe. This is the trifecta. This is the triune God. This is the 3 points of manifestation here. That's this. Keep coming back here. Have faith. You're not having faith. Stop getting distracted. You keep getting distracted thinking that you're doing it wrong. No, stay the course. Let go of the attachments and find yourself here at the Nine of Pentacles where you are achieving and manifesting and alchemizing. So, all right. Thank you so much for being here today. I thoroughly enjoyed all of those readings for all of the signs. I think we got some really good information today. Source was like, let's have at it. And so we did. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. I will be doing a live reading in the next day or two. So keep an eye out for that. Whenever I do the live readings, everybody who stops in gets an opportunity to ask one question for absolute 100% free. I'm not asking for donations or anything. I just answer one question per visitor. So keep an eye out for that. And definitely, if you think this content was of value to anyone, please share it with your friends and family if you think that this could help them out as well. All right, guys, have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you later.